All right, I usually don't like videos that are titled things like "This is the number one magic pill that'll fix your mix" or whatever, things like that, because there really isn't like one thing that's going to fix your mix or one plugin or whatever. But this is more like one concept that if you start thinking about your mix in this way, and in my opinion, from what I've noticed, like the clear distinction between a amateur and a pro level EDM production, what it really comes down to is depth. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to play this mix. It's a mix for a client that I've been working on, and I'm going to play his version. Whenever I work with a client, whenever I mix for someone, I have them send me their version of the track just to see what I can, what they're kind of aiming for. And I also have them send like a reference track of like a pro level track as well, so I can really get an idea of of what you're going for. So we're going to go ahead and take a listen to his mix, and then we're going to go to mine, and then we're going to go back and forth, and then I'll talk about this idea of depth. Okay, so I'm going to bring up reference plugin here, Metric AB, amazing plugin. I'm going to pull it off the side over here, and then first we're going to listen to his mix, and then we will go and play mine, and then we're going to go back and forth. So go ahead and take a listen. It's kind of like a verse section. Actually, it might be like the chorus section. I'm not really sure, but go ahead and take a listen. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to line them up as closely as I can, and then I'm going to go ahead and go back and forth, and I'll actually bring back the plugin. That way you can see when I'm going back and forth. And so when it's on, this button is on blue, that's my version. When it's the orange color, that's the reference track. So let's go ahead and start it with the reference right here, and then make sure right here. Kind of tricky sometimes trying to line them up, and we'll go ahead and play it, and I'm just going to go back and forth. Okay, what did you notice in that track? Well, when I listen, so what I hear, the main difference is obviously the vocal in my mix is a little bit more upfront. It's like it's important that the vocal in any track is the most important element of the track. In EDM, it typically goes, if there's a vocal, and then the kick and the bass. Okay, and so in his track, what happens? This is basically what happens as a beginner EDM producer, and even if you've been producing for like a couple of years, is you're producing and you are adding stuff to your track, and you find something that sounds really cool, and you throw it in there, and you're like, oh, that sounds amazing. But then volume wise, like let's say it's a pad, like some pad, for example, in his track, the volume is just way too loud. And so you've got the vocal, and then you've got a pad that you throw in, and the pad's too loud, and then you have a lead that you threw in that ba ba da da. The lead's in there, but now that's also too loud, and they're all competing with each other. And then you throw on a limiter on the master channel, it slams down, and now all of these sounds are competing with each other, and there isn't like a focal point, and there's no depth. Okay, so you got to think about your mix as like a 3D image, where the vocal is up front, and then a pad is like way pushed further back in the mix, and that's what really gives this like 3D space, and really where you have things that like a vocal that's important, and then that lead can still be in there, but it just has to be a little bit further back. And there's ways you can really, it comes down to, there's no magic pill. It's just a matter of your volume levels, like your fader levels when you're mixing. And then there's a couple other things you can do to kind of push something further. Generally speaking, if you use a compressor with a fast attack, that fast attack can actually smooth over transients, which will essentially help to be able to push a sound further back, as well as using EQ. So for example here, I have, this is that lead. Oh, let me go ahead and solo it. Here's this lead. Now, I don't want to be too aggressive with it, but I could use a low pass kind of filter. And if I find that this is competing with the vocal, I could filter out the highs. And what that does, the way you can think about this is, imagine someone's yelling at you really far away. They're going to sound, it's going to sound muffled, like, hey, hey, it's going to sound muffled. And so what we do is we apply that same principle to a lead in our track. We kind of just take a little bit of the highs out, and you're still going to hear it, and you're not going to notice it, but it's going to help to just push it further back in the mix and really let that vocal shine. So if I were to give you homework for this video, it would be listen to a bunch of pro tracks on your best headphones, speakers, or whatever, and really pay attention to the depth, where the vocal sits compared to a lead, compared to a pad, compared to all the other elements, and how it's like a 3D image with depth to it. And it's not just width and height, width being panning left and right, which is important too, and then the frequency range, but the depth. I think this is really like the #1 thing differentiates a pro and an amateur mix. So I'm going to go ahead and play it one more time. Go ahead and take a listen, starting with the client's track, and I'll go back and forth. So you can still hear that pad in there, but it's just not way up front. It's kind of pushed further back, and there's just nice overall clarity. The clarity we get obviously with EQing, but also just placing elements in the track with different volume levels that create that depth. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the video. If you have a track that you're working on and you want to get it mixed and mastered, my opinion, if you're like new or intermediate or even more advanced and you have a track that you just can't quite get to that pro level, it's great to work with a mix engineer, a mixing master engineer like me, because what I'm going to do is I'll mix your track and I'm going to work with you to get it exactly where you want. And I'll also do a video breakdown of showing you exactly how I mix and mastered your track. That way you can actually learn from a pro like me. You can learn what I did, and then it's really just going to help you. So, and you know, I might end up getting a testimonial from this client because I've worked him with a few times now, and you know, he's just progressed much faster because he's able to see how someone else is able to take his track and get it to that next level. And it's just going to really helps his progression. So look in the description below, and there's a link down there where you can have me mix one of your tracks and mix and master. And yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys again next time.